are the Anunnaki? And what do they really want from us? So if you're part of the spiritual community or even the ET community, you have heard about the Anunnaki. They're basically theorized to be our alien overlords, or the aliens that created us. What I'm about to say is going to be slightly controversial, but because the Anunnaki are so mainstream and almost every ET person, spiritual person knows about this term, I'm going to give you a different perspective. In my belief, they are not on our side, and they did not create us. The Anunnaki, from my study, from my beliefs, from my past lives, because I've had past lives that I've seen these creatures, they are an invader race, and they are a part of the Orion group. The Orion group consists of Draco reptilians, other types of reptilians, Zeta Greys, Palladians, another one that the mainstream media likes to romanticize, but they're not on our side, and the Anunnaki. These are what I like to call galactic colonizers. They are all a part of the fallen angelic bloodline. Now, don't be mystified by the idea of, oh, fallen angelics, like how the Bible says. No, it's nothing like what religious texts are trying to make you believe. Fallen angelic bloodlines is just another way of saying higher dimensional entities choosing to worship their ego. Instead of evolving into accepting everything as God, accepting that we are all one and, spreading kindness, compassion, order, they went the opposite route. They chose disorder, control, ego, and that's where Satanism comes from. Satanism is actually a part of the fallen angelic bloodline beliefs. So like I was saying, the Anunnaki, the Orion group, they are invader races. The best example I can give you, it's going to sound a little bit ridiculous, is the Avatar movie with the Na'vi. Think of human beings at one point being like the Na'vi. And then the humans are like the Orion group, and they came down and colonized us. But they took it a step further. Because they understand genetics, physics, science so much better than we do, they dumbed us down genetically. Because everything in this known universe works through vibration and frequency. So does your DNA. And it's very easy. Once you know that key, it's very easy to alter somebody's DNA just through vibration and frequency. We were not created by the Anunnaki. They are not our founders' races. They altered us and they made us worse than what we used to be. This is why in the Bible they say, jealous fallen angels, like they were jealous of humanity. It's actually not jealousy, it's greed. They're here because they're greedy, and unfortunately, majority of the elite carry their bloodline, which is why they don't interbreed with anybody else that's not a part of the elite.
Hey, I can tell y'all one thing. If they was to come here and they was an advanced civilization, the smart thing to do is make us believe that they created us. Because then that bring power, because all we'll do is just worship them and see them as some kind of higher entity than us.
Anyway, what are your thoughts on this?
Graham Majors, I'm the CEO of American Rounds. We are in Pell City, Alabama at Fresh Value grocery store installing the first ever automated retail machine for ammunition. The stores are really inspiration for it. I mean, they knew their customer base and they came to us and thought this would be a really good opportunity for their customer base. There's a lot of hunting community here in Pell City and thought that their customers would love an opportunity to be able to buy ammunition here at the store.
We're super excited to offer, what we think is the first ammo kiosk. We're always looking for ways to give our customer another reason to come visit our store. Anything that we can do to help them make their shopping trips easier based on the feedback that we've gotten just from customers today. They are so excited about us having the ammo kiosk.
I was just learning about how dolphins get high. Yes, but the crazy thing is the way they do it is almost exactly how humans do it. I'm gonna show you this video and you tell me if it doesn't make you think that they really are the human.
Man, they always say dolphins are smart, but you know how smart they is when they figure out the way to get loaded.
Of the ocean, really. All right, so this is a pufferfish, and pufferfish for some reason have evolved to release a toxic chemical whenever they feel threatened called TTX. It's a potent neurotoxin. Well, the thing is, dolphins figured out that if you ingest this toxin in small enough doses, you can actually hallucinate, and that's literally what they do. So this is the pufferfish, right? And if you look over here, you see that that is the toxin being released from it. So when these dolphins find a pufferfish in the wild, they grab it and they pass it back and forth to each other, just releasing toxins. This is literally their version of puff puff pass. But the thing is, dolphins aren't the only ones that like to get high. This is an intelligent mammal characteristic. Jaguars get high off the ayahuasca vine. Horses get high off something called loco weed. And have you ever seen your cat on catnip? Anyway, one of the zoologists who filmed these dolphins getting high said that at one point the dolphins are seen just floating right underneath the water's surface.
After a long day, man, you need something to relax your mind.
Apparently mesmerized by their own reflections.
Oh my gosh. He's talking.
I wasn't crazy.
No.
This bird is talking.
What the heck? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all let me know in the comments what kind of bird that is if y'all know what that is.
What else could it say?
I don't know. I don't even know
Tweet,
what
tweet,
he's
tweet.
saying. Tweet, tweet. You guys. The bird is actually.
It is talking. I swear to God.
We have video.
Listen. Oh!
He's so cute.
Is it real?
I don't know. Is it like a robot? Like, because that's a pretty good moving robot.
What?
Why is a bird?
Yeah, say something.
Are you afraid of me? Wait.
It's like saying something talk about. Look, its eyes look
Ew,
like
it just
cameras.
Wait, it just peed. It just pooed.
I know.
Did you snap back into it, bro?
Oh my gosh.
All right, we gotta go, guys. This is getting weird.
You ever heard what a lavender plant sounds like? Let's take a listen.
Hey, them lavender plants over here dropping that hot fire, ain't they?
ChatGPT, can you now see me?
Yes, I can see you.
Yeah, you know, you don't have to whisper anymore. You can talk normally now.
Got it.
Awesome. Okay, so give me a second. I'm gonna try to draw something for you, and I'll show it to you.
No rush. I'm always here when you're ready to.
Okay, so based on what I drew here, can you take a guess at where I am? And also, can you translate what I wrote?
Yes. That's the Golden Gate Bridge, so you must be in San Francisco. And you wrote, Bonjour, developer, which means hello, developers, in French.
Pretty cool. All right, this was a pretty poor bridge, but ChatGPT is pretty clever. Next, I have this book. Can you take a look? ChatGPT, what is this?
Yeah, that's Poor Charlie's Almanac by Charlie Munger. It's a collection of his speeches, talks, and life philosophy.
So now ChatGPT can look and analyze things. Now all they gotta do is just incorporate this in some kind of robot, and now you got an intellectual being.
Munger is known for his wisdom on investing and decision.
Yeah, can you just give me a random number between 1 and 400?
Sure. How about 126?
126. Here we go. Page 126. Can you give me like a brief overview of what's happening on this page?
It looks like this page talks about Coco Chanel's rule for success. It mentions that Chanel focused on identifying the qualities her customers wanted and made sure to offer them. Essentially, understanding your audience desires is key to success. Would you like a bit more detail from the page?
I'm sorry, but what the hell is going on in the UK now? Oh my days. Just absolutely brilliant. What is going on? So of course, I'm sure you're all very aware that Labour, Keir Starmer, won the election last week and is now in Parliament and is already making some drastic changes. So quite a bit's been going on in the prisons in the UK recently, which I'm sure you've seen. Of course, you had the Lady of Wandsworth in her little video, which was, yeah, interesting. Now there's another one which emerged only this morning, apparently. But according to Keir Starmer, the UK prisons are just too full. Apparently there's literally like 700 spaces available in prisons across the whole country. Of course, how are they going to tackle this? By releasing people who didn't really do...
Yeah, how about releasing people that's innocent? Or people that really didn't do nothing?
That bad things? No. By specifically looking at each individual person, analysing their case? No. You're going to release 40,000 inmates from prison. 40,000, oh my days. Biddy, who is serving a 4-year sentence and has already completed 12 months of it, is most likely going to be released. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. Please hit that follow button and I'll keep you updated.
This is the tragic story of the man who tried to live with grizzly bears. New York man Timothy Treadwell always said he hated modern civilization and felt like he belonged in nature living with bears. So he spent 13 summers living among Alaskan grizzly bears, documenting their behavior and advocating for their protection. But in 2003, Timothy and his girlfriend Amy, who was terrified of bears, were camping at a grizzly site much later in the year than normal, at a time when bears try to gain as much fat as possible before hibernation, making them much more aggressive than usual. Some of the last footage recorded by Treadwell hours before his death showed one particular bear that he said he didn't feel very comfortable around. This was believed to be the bear that would end up murdering Timothy, as his mangled spine, right arm, and head with a fixed grimace on his face were soon found near the camp.
What? Now, what person in their right mind want to live around grizzlies? Like, you really got to be on something, or you really ain't all the way there.
His girlfriend's partial remains were also found nearby, and the gruesome audio was captured by his camera. But authorities have refused to release the recordings to this day.
Here's the original map, and what we see in this corner is in 2012, a reputable university did a scan of what was under the patch on this map, and here's what they discovered. You could see it, the Star Fort, and this is using university funds to peer into the true depiction on this map, which was a Star Fort, and this has been covered up.
Okay guys, I just found something incredibly weird on Google Earth and I want to know what you think. Okay, you're going to get on Google Earth here. You want to go all the way over to Nevada. You're going to go down into the desert just like this. Zoom in right here. Once you get all the way down, you are going to find a circular object. Kind of looks like a thumbprint, but this is where it starts to get crazy. Okay, you're going to zoom in right here, and then you're going to drop down to Street View. There should be a little dot you can click on. Wait for it right there. Okay, now click on the dot and I'll zoom in. Now, what you're about to see, I cannot explain, and I do not understand. I'm like literally like I don't think I'm supposed to see this. So here you go. You're gonna zoom in. You're gonna scroll over. You're gonna see a man in all white on a bicycle, looking really creepy. But that's not the scariest part. Watch. When you flip around, there's a whole group of them in a circle doing some sort of weird ceremony or something. I don't know, you guys. Follow from.
Whoa, look like some kind of cult activity going on over there. Somebody need to call the authorities real quick.
More.
The Earth's core is slowing, but for once, it's not our fault. Around the year 2010, the core began to decrease its speed, doing what's called backtracking, where it's rotating slower compared to the surface. The inner core is about the size of the moon, and while the outer core is liquid iron and nickel, which contributes to the magnetic field that protects us from solar radiation, the inner core is solid nickel and iron, and the movements of one can affect the other. You're probably wondering how we know any of this, since the inner core is 3,000 miles deep, and the deepest we've drilled is 8 miles. There are a few methods, but the best is seismic waves, which are essentially shock waves originating from earthquakes. Fortunately, in this regard, there are thousands of earthquakes every year, averaging about 55 every day. So that's a lot of data. The two types of waves generated that we need to know here are P waves, which are really fast and move like sound waves, and S waves, which are slower, move like battle ropes, but most importantly, can't travel through liquid, which is very handy for mapping. With With the power of these two waves combined, we can get a pretty good idea of what's happening in there. Does all this mean we need to nuke the core of the Earth to jumpstart it or whatever the premise was? No. Will the days get longer? Yeah, by like 1,000th of a second. This probably has been happening throughout history. We're just now really learning about it because our technology has been improving.
Do you believe it? This is a garbage bin that can never be filled. It is an automatic garbage collection system developed by the Finnish company Morimatical. Overflowing garbage bins surrounded by mosquitoes and emitting foul odors are commonly seen in our daily lives. However, this Finnish automatic garbage collection system can perfectly solve these problems. From the outside, it looks no different from an ordinary garbage bin. When throwing away garbage, you need to swipe a card and then throw the sorted garbage inside. But inside, there is a hidden secret. Below it, there are several transport pipes directly connected to a distant garbage collection station. When garbage enters, the pipe system uses a vacuum to suck all the garbage out of the bin. The transport speed can reach up to 80 kilometers per hour. The garbage is then neatly placed in containers according to its classification. When a container is full, it automatically activates the compression function. When it can no longer hold more, a transport vehicle will carry the full container to a waste-to-energy plant for incineration. This operation not only makes the public environment in the city much cleaner, but also reduces the workload for workers. Additionally, for residents in high-rise buildings, the latest design connects the pipes directly to the apartment buildings so that residents can dispose of their garbage without going downstairs. It's just unclear why swiping a card is necessary to throw.
Well, I think the card is necessary to stop anybody from just dumping trash in there. But if it just never fills, then I don't see why it should matter.
Throw away the garbage.
They put a camera in a well that's more than 1,000 years old.
They don't know what they're gonna catch down there. The most, what you gonna see, some bats, maybe some spider webs, some green water.
Wait, go back to the dog.
What the heck is going on with that cat? What? That water pressure, boy, I bet that shower feel good. What in the world is that? Look like a bad muscle cramp.
What you get tattooed on you matters, because tattoos are actually sigils. I had a comment asking me this on my page, but I couldn't locate the comment, so I just remembered it. But basically the commenter was asking, are tattoos sigils? Yes, they are, and I will explain to you why. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what sigils are in the spiritual, occult, esoteric community, it's basically a symbol or a picture or a drawing that elicits certain energy. There are sigils for money, sigils for luck, sigils for just abundance in general. You can draw sigils for anything. You can even draw sigils to hex or curse somebody. For example, these are just some sigils that you can draw. You can even make up your own. Now, why are tattoos sigils? Well, they are drawings, they are symbols, they do elicit energy. Everything in this known universe works through vibration and frequency. So even me moving my hand, even me picking up a pen and drawing something, that is energy, that is vibration. Everything carries its own energy signature. So I actually have a tattoo, and because I know that symbols and drawings are sigils, I specifically got this tattoo. It's a Chinese character. It means peace, serenity, tranquility. And I put it on my cervical spine area because that's where I know the Kundalini energy rises. It's a very symbolic tattoo for me because I always want to be at peace, I always want to be protected, and I always want to be tranquil and have as less worries as I can in life. So for example, if you get something really stupid tattooed on you, like you got drunk one day and you decided to tattoo the word dumbass on you, you're gonna carry the energy of dumbass on you. Which is kind of ironic because most people who get drunk and get really stupid tattoos kind of are acting through, you know, the energy of being reckless. Or let's say another really popular tattoo these days are dragons. So if you get a dragon tattooed on you, you are eliciting the energy of power, wisdom, and spirituality. But dragon is also a symbol for really hard lessons in life in Chinese astrology. Dragons have a lot of hardships to overcome, so you're also going to be carrying the energy of hardship. Needless to say, through a spiritual standpoint, it's very important what you get tattooed on you, because not only is it permanent until you get rid of it, but it also carries its own energy. Tattoos are 100% sigils. If you already have something tattooed on you and you don't like it, don't freak out, right? You can always get rid of it, or you can always get another tattoo on you that will counteract whatever that tattoo that you don't like is.